Could Dennis Hildeby be the answer to Toronto's long-standing goaltending questions? That's the hope behind the Maple Leafs' decision to lock up their promising young Swedish netminder with a 3-year contract extension worth $841,667 annually. A move that signals organizational confidence in a player who could become their goaltender of the future. Let's be honest about Toronto's goaltending situation. It's been a revolving door of uncertainty for years. While other championship contenders have found stability between the pipes, the Maple Leafs have struggled to identify and develop reliable goaltending that can carry them through crucial playoff moments. Hildeby's extension represents their latest attempt to solve this persistent problem from within. The contract structure tells us everything we need to know about how the organization views Hildeby's development trajectory, starting with two-way deals for 2025-26 and 2026-27, followed by a one-way contract in 2027-28, shows they expect him to gradually transition from prospect to legitimate NHL contributor. That progression timeline suggests realistic expectations, rather than unrealistic pressure on a young goaltender. Hildeby's 2024-25 performance provides legitimate reasons for optimism. His .169 for record with the Toronto Marlies, combined with 8.55 goals against average and .908 save percentage, demonstrates the kind of steady improvement that successful goaltending prospects typically show. Those aren't spectacular numbers, but they represent consistent, reliable performance at the all-level. The NHL sample size remains small, just 6 games with a 3.30 record, but even that limited exposure provides valuable insights. A 3.33 goals against average and .878 save percentage aren't impressive statistics, but for a young goaltender getting his first real NHL opportunities, they represent learning experiences rather than definitive judgments about his ultimate ceiling. What makes Hildeby particularly intriguing is his physical profile. Standing 6 feet 7 inches and weighing 125 pounds, he possesses the kind of size that modern NHL offenses struggle to solve. Tall goaltenders who can move efficiently often have significant advantages in coverage and positioning, especially against the increasing number of skilled forwards who rely on precision rather than power. His selection to consecutive All-Star games speaks to his reputation among coaches and management throughout the league. All-Star selections at the development level often indicate not just current performance, but future potential as evaluated by hockey professionals who see these players regularly. That kind of peer recognition suggests Hildeby has qualities that extend beyond basic statistics. The Swedish connection adds another layer of intrigue to his development path. Sweden has produced numerous elite NHL goaltenders over the years, and their systematic approach to goaltender development often translates well to North American professional hockey. Hildeby's background suggests he's received quality instruction in fundamental techniques that form the foundation for NHL success. From a salary cap perspective, this contract represents excellent value for Toronto if Hildeby develops as projected. An annual average value under $850 for a potential starting goaltender would provide enormous flexibility for roster construction elsewhere. Championship teams often find success by getting premium performance from cost-controlled assets, especially at the goaltender position. The organizational timeline makes sense for both player and team. Toronto's current goaltending situation provides opportunities for Hildeby to earn playing time through performance rather than necessity. That healthy competition environment often produces better development outcomes than situations where young players are thrust into roles before they're truly ready. Hildeby's playoff experience, while limited, provides valuable context for evaluating his mental makeup. Goaltending in all playoff hockey requires different psychological attributes than regular season performance, and his ability to handle that pressure suggests he possesses the temperament necessary for higher-level competition. The development staff's confidence in extending Hildeby reflects their daily observations of his work ethic, coachability, and improvement trajectory. Contract decisions at this level often depend more on intangible qualities and practice performance than purely statistical achievements. Their willingness to commit 3 years suggests they've seen consistent growth in areas that don't show up in box scores. Looking at successful goaltender development patterns throughout the NHL, Hildeby's progression appears to follow typical timelines for players who eventually establish NHL careers. Most successful goaltenders require 2 to 3 seasons of quality all-performance before becoming reliable NHL contributors, and Hildeby seems positioned within that normal development curve. The contract structure also provides Toronto with flexibility if Hildeby's development accelerates or stagnates. Two-way deals allow for seamless movement between NHL and all depending on performance and organizational needs, while the final one-way year provides security that could facilitate his transition to full-time NHL duty. The broader organizational context is important too. Toronto has invested significant resources in goaltender development over recent years, and Hildeby represents their best current prospect at the position. This extension shows commitment to internal development rather than constantly seeking external solutions to their goaltending needs. Comparing Hildeby's contract to similar deals around the league reveals Toronto secured reasonable terms for a player with his profile and potential. Young goaltenders with all success often command higher average annual values, suggesting the organization negotiated effectively while still providing Hildeby with meaningful financial security. The pressure aspect cannot be ignored either. Playing goaltender for the Toronto Maple Leafs comes with enormous scrutiny and expectations that can derail promising careers. Hildeby's gradual introduction to NHL responsibilities, combined with continued all-development opportunities, should help him adjust to that unique environment systematically. As Hildeby continues his development, this contract extension represents a calculated investment in organizational stability at hockey's most important position. Whether he becomes Toronto's long-term answer in goal remains to be determined, but the foundation appears solid for continued growth and eventual NHL success. What are your thoughts on Toronto's investment in Hildeby? Do you think he has the potential to become their franchise goaltender? Or should they continue looking elsewhere for long-term stability? Share your opinions in the comments. And if you're interested in more prospect analysis and development stories, make sure to like and subscribe for comprehensive coverage of the Maple Leafs' future.